Proper nutrition before, during and after pregnancy is very important for the development of the child and the health of the mother. As the mother's body often prioritizes the health of the child over its own, most nutrient deficiencies will endanger the mother's health first, but others can lead to severe birth defects. The child's development is also affected by the exposure to toxins and other harmful substances, not only to those ingested during pregnancy and breastfeeding, but also to those that accumulated in the mother's body before conception. Avoiding pollutants. Persistent organic pollutants like PCBs and dioxins and harmful heavy metals like mercury and lead accumulate in our bodies. These pollutants are harmful, for example by increasing our risk for type 2 diabetes. Of course, they will also impair the child's development. So, how can women decrease the level of these pollutants prior to conception? First of all, by avoiding contaminated dietary sources. Animal products make up over 90% of the exposure to these pollutants, with dairy and fish having the highest contamination. Detox takes time. Our liver detoxifies our body 24/7. We can support liver detoxification by providing sufficient nutrients, by eating lots of healthy whole plant foods, enough protein, and especially cruciferous vegetables like broccoli. There is no such thing as doing a detox for a few days or weeks by fasting, etc. That will do more harm than good. Detoxification takes time. The drop in pollutants follows an exponential decline. Clearing half of the mercury from our body takes about 100 days, so within a year we can get rid of over 90% of it. Unfortunately, the half-life of other pollutants is much longer, in the order of decades. Inherited pollutants. Avoiding fish for 1 year before pregnancy will remove the burden of mercury on the child, but it takes more than 5 years to significantly reduce the burden of other persistent organic pollutants. In fact, these pollutants are handed down to the next generation. Your pollutant levels right now are not only affected by your diet and what your mother ate before your birth and during breastfeeding, the same is true for your grandmother as well. If you have older siblings, consider yourself lucky. The firstborn child is affected the most. Alcohol and nicotine. Cutting out fish and dairy and reducing the intake of animal products in general for at least 1 year before pregnancy reduces the burden of pollutants on yourself and your child. Other harmful substances like alcohol or nicotine have a very short half-life. Regarding the child's health, abstaining from drinking and smoking is only necessary starting from the moment you try to conceive. Alcohol and nicotine can impair your fertility. If you plan to have children in the future, it might be a good idea to cut them out rather sooner than later. Let's take a look at critical nutrients to pay special attention to before and during pregnancy. Tests before pregnancy. In terms of nutrients, it is important to treat any existing deficiency in the mother. People on omnivorous diets are often deficient in folate, which increases the risk for neural tube defects and other severe complications. Dietary adjustments, more leafy greens and legumes, or a supplement are mandatory before you start trying to conceive. Talk with your doctor about your plans to get pregnant. Blood tests can help avoid nutrient deficiencies, and you can even test your heavy metal burden by having a heavy metals hair test. Critical nutrients. There are various critical nutrients like iron, the long-chain omega-3 fatty acids EPA and DHA, iodine, calcium, zinc, vitamin D, and vitamin B12 that need to be covered by dietary means or supplements. Many of these nutrients can be covered by eating lots of nutrient-dense whole plant foods, especially green leafy vegetables, sea vegetables, beans, lentils, and omega-3 rich nuts and seeds. Helpful supplements include folate, EPA and DHA, vitamin D, and vitamin B12, and iodine if you don't use iodized salt and do not eat sea vegetables regularly. Please follow the advice of your doctor regarding supplementation. Take our list as additional, subsidiary, let's say, supplementary information. Increased requirements. There are other, less critical nutrients which pregnant women have increased requirements for. These include magnesium, vitamin A, vitamin B2 and B6, vitamin C and vitamin E. These nutrients can easily be covered by dietary means. There are also increases in calorie and protein needs starting from the second trimester. In the second trimester, calorie requirements increase by about 250 calories per day. In the third trimester by about 500 calories per day. Protein requirements increase by 10 grams per day starting from the second trimester. If you eat healthy protein-rich foods like legumes or healthy soy products every day, you do not need to worry about not getting enough protein, but you have to make sure to eat sufficient calories every day. Peace of mind. This might sound like an awful lot to keep in mind. Be sure not to stress yourself too much about it. When in doubt, talk to your doctor or trusted friends and family members. A pregnancy does not need to proceed perfectly from start to finish for the child to be healthy and grow up just fine. If we can recommend one snack for pregnant women to indulge in, it's dates. In fact, they shorten labor and decrease the risk for complications. If you like dates as much as we do, let us know by writing "dates for pregnancy" in the comment section. We hope this video helps you, your wife, daughter or friend to prepare for and enjoy a successful and uncomplicated pregnancy. See you next week!